Well, Arsenal looking to recall Tierney back from his Real Sociedad long season spell on. City here, they bring him back to do the needful here at the Stadium of Emirates, and the training ground on as the London Conley. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. This is the football news, your third video of the day. We are also going to discuss about Chalobah at Arsenal, and then Victor Roque on whether he's obviously going to make his debut tomorrow as Barcelona plays away at Las Palmas, and it is expected that he's going to be registered on time to obviously take part into that game. Welcome to this channel once again. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel because we want to hit how many subscribers? You all know the subscribers. We want to hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of this month, and we thank God for the gift of life and the Muslims. Barakallahu fikum. Let's start it off with Kieran. Tierney was sent to a long season loan to Real Sociedad and is really doing well that side, and a lot of stories have gone ahead to show up today about him, and this has been reported by Estadio Deportivo, confirming to us that Arsenal could look to recall Scottish international Kieran Tierney this month due to their lack of options at left back. That is it. Now, let me assume it's true. That shows you the incompetency of Arsenal. You get? If it's true, it shows you the incompetence of Arsenal, as why should they go in for a player like Kieran Tierney? Yet there are players that are really available to do those games, and trust me, Arsenal has better options and they have players to do that job. I would really look so much at Jakub Kiwior as the left back to come in through and obviously play into that position for Arsenal, right? And I think Mikel Arteta needs to know that no player improves while he's on the bench. Even if you're a good player, the more you are kept on the bench, the more your form deteriorates. We all know that. It's something that doesn't need a lot of brains to dissect it. If you're really having limited playing time, there is no way you're obviously going to come good. I see a lot in Jakub Kiwior, but how do you make him look better as a player? I think that's really one of the big disturbances that Mikel Arteta is really orchestrating for himself, because you are having a Tomiyasu who is really injury prone, a Zinchenko who is injury prone. Then why don't you make it a point that at least you continue giving this guy Jakub Kiwior some minutes? And I blamed him for the first goal Arsenal conceded against Fulham, but I went ahead to obviously throw in some defense for him. Do you know why? I 100% knew that he was got off the bench to come in and play, and he needed at least to get him like 15 minutes, come in, get those cameos in and really get fit. And he's a player who rarely gets an injury, so he's not an injury prone player. All you have to do is, how do I engage him to the team of Arsenal to obviously start playing there, because he has everything that Zinchenko has. Kiwior can invert in the midfield, he doesn't lose the ball. So I think all what is lacking in Kiwior is this man to trust him to give him enough playing time, and I don't find it sense for Arsenal to go back and bring Kieran Tierney. Sometimes when you move on, you have to move on, because Arsenal has made big sacrifices. I'm going to hit to surprise everyone. Mesut Ozil, Willian, this is the guy who was called Medic Aubameyang, Lacazette. Arsenal has lost very many players. Hector Bellerin, not because they're going to hit to drop in quality, but because the manager believes he needs to obviously build a new empire. And when you're building a new empire at Arsenal, I think Kieran Tierney should be really one of those that should not be part of the plan. And calling him back will show how bad Arsenal is looking, because if you're going to play close to how many 6-7 games without what's the name of the guy? Without Tomiyasu, Zinchenko is available and Jakub Kiwior is there. Why don't you give him a chance? Give him a chance, because you loaned Nuno Tavares, you loaned Kieran Tierney, and you all want these clubs to get you money. So all you have to do is simple. Leave him play his game there and get these players onto the board that you really have. You get? When you look at Arsenal, they're going to play some huge games, but I think he has a squad that can win these games. And Kieran Tierney won't act as a solution because when he was around, the manager never played him. He never played him, meaning that there is a lot of distrust in Mikel Arteta as far as the footballing side of Kieran Tierney is really concerned. We all admit that Kieran Tierney is an orthodox left back. Not so? He is an orthodox left back, and he obviously does play well, especially defensively. He's really good. Going forward, he doesn't invert, but he really flies onto that touchline very, very well. But in the modern game, if I told you a left back or right back, you need to be having those inverts that you make in the midfield, and he's not that kind of player that can suit the system of Arsenal. So I think they might think about it, but it's not going to work because Arsenal is having 2 weeks break after playing Crystal Palace. Remember, they're going to play Liverpool on Sunday. After playing Liverpool on Sunday, the next weekend, Arsenal will take on Crystal Palace, and Arsenal will rest for 2 weeks. So I think in those 2 weeks, Zinchenko will be back. I know Tomiyasu is going to the Asian Cup, but I think he'll leave after playing the game of Liverpool. Then Crystal Palace, I think Kivio can do the job, and I think Zinchenko might really find himself back. And so I see no reason as to why Arsenal should go on and really bring back this guy. All they have to do is pray to it that he really gets the best that he deserves and convinces Real Sociedad this season. Then he gets bought and sold. That is it. They should sell the player. And maybe collect money to go for a player like Goncalo Inacio, because Goncalo Inacio can play as a left back and can play as a left-sided centre back. That is Goncalo Inacio for you. And it is not going to come to an end. Let's all admit. It's not going to come to an end, not until Arsenal really gets in more players. When you look at Manchester City, they're having 5 central defenders. I've talked about this, that Arsenal needs 5 central defenders. Right now, they're really having 4, but only 3 are those that I count as central defenders. Saliba, I think they're like, how many central defenders they have? Timber, White, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Jakub Kiwior. They are 5, but remember, they play across, most of them play across all those lines. And Tomiyasu can also be counted as centre, meaning that Arsenal need one more centre back who can really cover up, as a left back or a central defender, or as a right back and a right-sided centre back to come in through and do the job of Saliba. Yesterday, I brought you players that Arsenal is being linked to, and I hope you guys will get ahead to know. But for me, for Kieran Tierney, I see no reason for him coming back at Arsenal. And if I told him Kieran Tierney, I cannot accept this, because it's like they're only needing me when there is trouble. And what's going to happen if I told Zinchenko is back, Tomiyasu is back? He goes back on the bench. Let the boy enjoy his season, and I think Arsenal will finally think about it and really say we should let this guy be at Real Sociedad and settle in. After settling in well there, the rest will be history, and see how things are going to pan out for him. When you look at Kieran Tierney this season, he has gone ahead to really play 9 matches in the La Liga and 1 assist. Champions League 2 games, 11 games, meaning that out of the 18 games that his team has gone ahead to play, has missed out on 9. And his problem, he's an injury-prone player, and that is something that also you should put into consideration, that what if you bring him back and he also gets injured? What are you going to do? You get? Yet you've gone ahead to cancel his loan, meaning that all the salary will be on Arsenal, which is not good, because right now Arsenal is really having what we call a waiver after all his loan to Real Sociedad. Let's go to Chelsea a little bit and talk about Chalobah. Trevor Chalobah is an option for Bayern Munich again. Although not a hot topic at the moment, the club is considering making another attempt for the English defender, which could be a last-minute loan offer at the end of January. That is Playtogol coming in through from Sky Sports Germany. Now, when you look at this guy, he's a darling for Thomas Tuchel, and Thomas Tuchel gave him what we call a breakthrough into the first team of Chelsea, and he really looked good, by the way. But I think as the team fell apart, it also affected his performances at Chelsea. But I'll tell you, there is a talent in this guy. there is something special in Chalobah that Thomas Tuchel is really looking at, and he knows exactly how to use him. So if he wants to bring him at Bayern Munich, he knows exactly why he needs him. And there is a hint I told you about, that every team that plays out of the Premier League and in the Champions League are worried of the Premier League team. So when you look at Tuchel, is trying to bring in English players that can help him face the teams in the Premier League, because he wanted Mason Mount, he wanted Calvin Phillips, he wanted Declan Rice, you get? He wanted very many players, and out of the many he wanted in England, plus Kyle Walker, he got only one. That was Harry Kane. Because you need to eat that, I need to get in players who can face the quality side of the Premier League. So Chalobah will obviously try to negotiate a deal to play for his former manager, that is Thomas Tuchel, and I think Thomas Tuchel will guarantee him enough playing time at the club of will guarantee him ample playing time at the club of Bayern Munich, and a lot will go on as planned for that side of Bayern Munich. So we don't know how much Chelsea is going to charge him, because he's still young. He's in his early 20s, and we all expect a lot of money to be really requested for. And I don't know whether Bayern Munich will be willing to spend that amount of money. So after that, we obviously go to the last story that we have to discuss about today. It's all about Victor Roque, and everything indicates that Victor Roque will be registered with La Liga soon, and he will debut as an FC Barcelona player versus Las Palmas. So Barcelona is going to play Las Palmas. That is tomorrow. You get? So they need to win this game of football. Amidst them having some little injuries, they are trying to see if they obviously get him their new signing that they signed way back in the summer transfer window, but his arrival was expected to come in through in the January winter transfer window, and he is here. As you see him there, he has been given shirt number 19, and he's really happy to play for the side. And whether he's going to make his debut for the side of Barcelona tomorrow, it's Barcelona that know. If at all his registration is complete, we'll let you know that his registration is complete. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Tell me your thoughts about Arsenal looking to recall Kieran Tierney. Would you recall back Kieran Tierney or not? What do you make about Victor Roque making his debut? And lastly, Chalobah. If you're Chalobah, would you obviously move to the side of Bayern Munich if at all your former manager really calls back for you? All that and more into the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. The Christians, may the living to God bless you abundantly, and we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. We out.